You're gonna love this video.
A minute and a half.
Well, your laugh will be inappropriate at the end of the video. I'll just say that now.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
Ready, set, play.
So it's like a bar type. It's an Applebee's. I see now.
Oh, yeah,
He's washing his hands.
Body cameras on, and they're in the bathroom trying to escort this guy wearing his Dos Equis shirt out.
Come on and step out. Okay, you're on video. Get out. All right.
What's he doing?
Do you have any ID on you? What's your ID?
Hands.
What's your name?
I mean, clearly the Applebee's called the police, said this guy was a problem.
A Call of Duty hat?
I hope so. We all know games cause violence.
Yeah.
So they're escorting him outside. One officer behind. That's the camera we're looking from. There is another viewpoint available from the other cop that we could check out after this if you'd like. Now, so they're getting to the door right now. There's double doors, as you can imagine. They went through the first door. They went through the second door, and the officer's looking at the guy, and all of a sudden he starts doing something, and he's got a gun.
What? Holy shit!
Oh!
And he's dead as shit.
Oh my god! I did not know this was coming.
Wait, is that a taser?
No,
they
it's a
shot
laser
out the gun.
pointer. He has a laser pointer. It just looks weird on the camera.
Yeah. So the guy drew a gun. The female officer yelled, "Gun, gun, gun!" And they both unloaded on him with Glock 22s. Or I think that was a
Who
Glock
was this
22.
guy?
What they?
Right?
What's funny at the end?
Just the turn of events. Like, this guy just.
Oh, I thought there was going to be a line or something that prompted the laughter. It was a good shooting.
It was the fact that he whipped out a gun and pointed at a police officer. No one saw that coming. I know I didn't. That's why I found it amusing. I want to know who this guy was.
Play.
Is this what you watched earlier?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's totally what we
All right,
watched.
well, I watched a different one.
Yeah, and this is the guy shooting.
No, this one's better anyway.
This guy's a pretty good shot, I think.
Yeah, I do too.
I gotta watch. Why did he pull the gun out?
Do you think he's as good a shot as you?
Yeah, or better. He did a good job.
Yeah, I felt like he kept. I mean, I'm sure some of those bullets missed. You know, he unloaded like, I don't even know, 10, 12. But
Sounds like more than that. He keeps going.
It wasn't so much his accuracy, because that's hard to tell, but he's
reaction.
he drew very quickly and fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I want to watch
this
that
guy had
again.
a gun pointed at her. She pushed him away, and then they both kind of shoved him to the side. He ran to turn around, and as soon as he turned around, he got unloaded on.
What the? Why did he pull a gun?
I don't know. That's the backstory. We don't know who the fuck this guy is and why he was pulled into question. It's like, why is this random guy in an Applebee bathroom getting questioned? And then he immediately draws a gun when they get outside.
Jesus, I approve of his gun handling skills. Like I can see the recoil push the red dot or the green dot, it looks like, off, but he did a good job. And like you said, he pulled his gun. I assume he was on kind of code yellow in the first place, or condition yellow. Is that what the gun people call it, Kyle? Condition yellow?
I've never heard that. I don't know.
Or condition red. So here it is. If I have it right, condition green is where most people are, the sheeps. They're not even aware of all the danger around them. This is gun person talk. I hope I'm getting it right. Condition yellow is where you're supposed to be all the time, just sort of like scanning, watching, understanding that the world is a dangerous place, but not necessarily in a gunfight. Condition red means like you have some reason to think that you're about to be in a gunfight. So this guy didn't come from where I am right now. Like if someone would have blasted through that door, I'd be pretty unprepared.
Right.
But so this guy wasn't in that. I bet that's unloaded, but the point still stands.
You bet it's unloaded? I wouldn't take that bet.
That one's unloaded. That one doesn't work right now. That's the problem.
So, but yeah, so this guy was kind of aware he had a perp next to him, which helps with his reaction. But still, it's just good. He's a good cop. He did the right thing. In hindsight, I guess they should have cuffed him in the bathroom and patted him down.
He wasn't under arrest, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's one of those... I think they did it 100% right from start to finish.
Actually, I don't know why they wouldn't hand it. Whatever the charge of suspicion was to investigate this guy, like that's why they were so ready to.
Let me go back. Let me go to the website this all came from and see if I can learn. I lost it. So let's see. Okay, so here we go. Bushy was suspected of stealing some alcohol from a local Walmart. The videos depict Sergeant Gabriel Green calmly and non-aggressively confronting Bushy in the bathroom of an Applebee's restaurant. He and Officer Kalen Griffin then escort him outside the restaurant. Bushy then pulls a BB gun pistol from his pocket and points at the officers. They then open fire and kill him. By all appearances, the shooting looks both justified and unavoidable. Bushy was likely attempting a suicide by cop. It's really the only explanation for why he'd knowingly pull a non-lethal gun on two officers armed with guns that shoot actual bullets.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's probably drunk too.
Well, he did steal alcohol from Walmart.
Yeah, he stole alcohol, and I don't see
Is,
any.
I feel like you're onto something there. like, step 1, steal the alcohol from Walmart. Step 2, consume the stolen alcohol. I guarantee.
Step 3,
there was nothing in
Applebee's.
the middle.
You can't have a gun on your hip. You can't have a gun on your ankle or whatever while you're drinking, because, dude, shit. I bet this guy, if he was alive, if he didn't die in this thing, would regret his action. He'd be like, "Oh, I was drunk. I was so stupid."
I think he was trying to kill himself from the start. Maybe. Why did he have that BB gun? You know what I mean?
Well, to rob the Walmart. Like, obviously, if it was
Oh,
enough
that's
to
not-
make the cops shoot him, it was enough to... Really? You think a Walmart employee...
No,
was
he
different?
didn't. He didn't like. Give me your alcohol. He just walked out with it. I'm sure. Like, there's nobody guarding the alcohol at Walmart. He went back there like. Stuck
I
in
don't think he
coat.
planned to steal
He
the
shoplifted.
alcohol. I don't think he planned to steal the alcohol the way you say. Know the cops would get called. Find him at this Applebee's. Have the BB gun to prepare for a suicide by cop. I just don't think that's his.
That does sound unlikely. You're right. Unless he was like.
Unless he. So maybe the BB gun was in his coat. It looks like a gun. They do that thing.
I mean, he pulled that.
That looked like a real
You just
gun.
wouldn't have. You wouldn't have to stick anybody up at Walmart. That's my only thing. Like, you could just.
No, I
know-
agree with you.
You can just walk in there and grab the alcohol and walk out. I feel like he shoplifted, and then
Yeah.
it. I just don't. You're right.
Especially
I don't know why
if
he has
did-
the
well,
BB gun.
You're right, because especially if he had the BB gun, it would have been an armed robbery call-in.
Maybe
You know,
he stole the BB gun too.
That seems most probable. He walked away with a prize to go shoot.
He got
beer
himself a
cans
big
like
bottle of wine and a BB gun, and then got drunk at Applebee's and suicided by
Dude,
cop.
every now and then, watching a death I'm like, dude, a person just died. Like, that's a real true thing that just happened there.
I was kind of happy for lack of a term,
Okay.
when I thought
You
it was
know-
a real
Go
gun.
on.
That's
You
a
know?
little happiness
I was a little
inside.
happy. When it was a real gun, I was like, well, wow, why the fuck?
That
did
was some
this guy
lethal
do
weapon shit.
Yeah,
Nice one,
what-
Murtaugh.
Exactly. But then I found out it's a BB gun. It's like, well, it was a good shot still, but that guy just suicided by cop right there. Like,
Yeah.
it's not, I thought this was like, what'd this guy do, man? Why is he pulling a gun on him? Does he need to get away from Johnny Law? But it's just a suicide by cop.
Oh,
What
that's
I
a good
found
question.
most-
This is a good chance that if he pulled a gun on a cop, there was something else that was awaiting him. Like, he's been hooked. He's got his rape trial coming up.
Right.
And that's why.
He's on the run or something
Yeah,
like
he
that.
needs to get away. He's stopping at an Applebee's offside the road.
The one thing I noticed was I watched him draw it. He draws it from the hip, it looks like, from a pocket or from his waistband, and like comes up with it. But then he doesn't act aggressive.
He's like this,
he's
does
just
this
kind of
big
like, I got a gun.
Yeah.
I watched the video 4 times, and like, don't get me wrong, I'd have shot him too.
Mhm.
But the situation, like, if you watch it in slow motion, you're like, why is he being so weird?
Why
with his
didn't she
gun?
tackle him?
Because, like, when you got, even if you're not professional and you're not going into a stance or anything and like getting ready, like, even if you're gonna shoot it sideways, he didn't even do that. He never really pointed the gun at the officers until they kind of pushed him away, and then he kind of spun around with it still below his around his waist area, holding it down low. Like I said, I'd have shot him too.
I thought he pointed it in the
I
sky
watched
at
it
one
again.
point.
It was all up here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just watched it again. He pulls it from behind and does like a big swooping motion with his arm, and then she pushes him, and he goes.
She
up in the
pushes,
air.
and the officer
Yeah.
behind also does something. I think
Yeah.
he grabs and pulls.
Grabs
as
and
you can see.
pull. Yeah.
But like the guy, they both are on this guy, pushing him, shoving him, and that's totally her training coming in. Like, she's pushing him with one hand and drawing with the other. Like, that was cool to see. They knew what they were doing, and they both did their job really, really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like, she might have been 3/4 of a second slower on the draw than her partner.
Yeah.
And they both were on him as fast as you could ever be expected to be.
I'm surprised he didn't yell gun. He was the one in the back and saw the draw. It was her
Well-
until the gun got pulled up here when he saw.
I
you
got
know?
a different situation. This one's fake because it was on TV, but it was on a TV cop drama to be more clear. And basically, what happened is this woman was trying to arrest a perp of some sort, and he was like drunk or high, and he tries to rape the cop. Like he gets on top of her or whatever, and he's like kicking off the rape, and she pulls her gun and she shoots him a couple times. And in the show, the question was like, all right, it's not that it was a bad shooting, but if that's a guy, that doesn't happen. The fact that the bad guy was so, well, not just the guy thing, but the bad guy so easily overpowered the girl that she had to go to lethal force, whereas maybe if it were, say, a strong man.
If that was a gay
I don't
criminal,
think you can.
if that was a gay rapist raping a male cop, he'd have shot him too.
Yeah.
No,
You can't be on top of.
blame
You don't touch an officer. That's when you're gonna get
That's
shot.
the
is
thing,
when you
yeah,
start putting your
yeah.
hands on an officer.
Yeah, it doesn't
Regardless
matter
if
if
it's rape or just pushing. They don't like being touched, and you're not supposed to.
Yeah, that's the compliance is really important, kids. You know, you don't fuck with that. But if that guy was doing it to like Kyle, right? That guy doesn't overpower Kyle. You know, things could go differently. Kyle wouldn't have to go straight.
I might let him.
Kyle wouldn't have to go straight.
No,
Okay.
no.
My belt's undoing itself. I don't know how that's happening.
Oh God, leave me alone, please.